Hello, everybody, and welcome to Haiku Talk. I'm your host, Ben Ga, your friendly neighborhood haiku poet. And today we're going to be taking a look at a haiku from Laurie D. Morrissey from the latest issue of Blithe Spirit. With that said, the first line is "the time it takes," which is one of my favorite haiku lines around. So with that said, you know what time it is. It's time to sit back, relax, grab yourself a tasty beverage, and let's haiku. Welcome back, everybody. Good to be with you again for episode 101 of Haiku Talk. And let's jump right into the poem, shall we? The poem goes like this. The time it takes to wear down stone. Pilgrim's steps. The time it takes to wear down stone. Pilgrim's steps. This is such a great piece for a lot of reasons, so let's get to it. First of all, this poem follows our fragment and phrase format, with the phrase being up front of the time it takes to wear down stone, and the fragment being Pilgrim's steps. I like that it comes at the end, so we hear the phrase and then we get the context with the fragment. It becomes a surprise. And let's break this down line by line of what's going on here. So that first line of "the time it takes," the time it takes. I love this line because it indicates that this is a haiku moment about the passage of time. And I really like these types of moments. And like I said, I really like this line. It's shown up in several of my works. One of my more famous ones, if you can say that I have a famous poem, but which goes like this: steeping tea, the time it takes to lose a street to snow. So if you like a line like this, it's perfectly fine in the haiku and center world to use it. Take it and use it and make it your own. Add it to your own moment and see where it can take you, and then become part of that interwoven fabric of poets that are not only working in this genre, but also that have used similar lines in different ways, in similar ways. So that first line, I love it, I love it, I love it. Sets up this, that I know the moment is going to be about time. I'm just not sure yet what that is. So we go to line number 2, which is "to wear down stone." To wear down stone, with a nice long dash at the end. Which again, for me, makes me pause at the stone and makes me reread the phrase before jumping on to line number 3. So I reread then, or rethink, or reconsider, rebuild together the whole phrase, "the time it takes to wear down stone." And wow, that's an interesting phrase, Now I'm set up, and I'm curious to know, what is it going to hang on? What is this going to, what's the punchline for this poem? And the punchline is a beautiful line 3 of "Pilgrim's steps." Pilgrim's steps. Wow. Now we got context. The time it takes to wear down stone, Pilgrim's steps. And I don't know about you all out there, but I've experienced this sort of thing in multiple times in life, where you are looking at something, or in this case, literally stepping on old stone or old stairs that have been worn away by the grooves of people that have come before you. Doesn't necessarily have to be pilgrims. I went to Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois, graduated from the creative writing department, and their main building, Old Main, which once housed one of the Lincoln-Douglas debates back in the 1800s, has amazing stairwells in it. I'm going up the third floors or whatever, and the stairs are just worn away. They're worn grooves, divots in each of those stairs of just people over time, just walking up them, And I love so much that they're leaving that there as an artifact of the building. And so my 4 years there going up and down those steps contributed to the same divots. So those people that are the students that just wrapped up their graduation this year walked in those same grooves that I walked in, the same grooves that Abraham Lincoln walked in, the same grooves of countless other people have walked on. And when we think about, that's one area in life. If you've traveled to any sort of pilgrimage spot in the world, be it a famous cathedral or a famous holy site or anything that drives people, that brings people out in droves to see something old. You're going to run into something like this, whether it might be an old statue or some sort of, something in a city where it may be bronze or brass or something where people, you touch the nose or you shake a hand and that one part of the statue is really, really shiny where the rest of it's all aged. That's another kind of wearing down stone. It's another type of offshoot of this poem. And it's just such a cool thing to be connected, to feel connected with the past that way, to physically feel where others have walked. And if it's a pilgrimage, especially, it adds the added weight of being, it could be, what is a pilgrim? What are you what are you going there to seek? Is this a holy relic? Is this something, a war memorial? Are you going to see something that's a famous battlefield or something else? It allows, it's so open, it allows the reader to insert your own pilgrimage in there, which is fantastic. Is it something at an old baseball stadium? Like, does Wrigley Field still have some old stuff out there? It's a pretty old baseball field. Are there still things, and it just sort of just helps underscore the importance of holding on and keeping old places and the magic and the power that they hold on our imagination and just the touchstones to the past. So to build on that a little bit more, like reusing a line like the time it takes in a poem where you're talking about pilgrims, stones, and wearing down stone, by reusing that line that's been used by other poets, you're also becoming part of that pilgrimage. You're becoming part of that wearing down that I don't know, some sort of literary tradition there, which is very cool. And so this poem just lit up all sorts of parts of my brain, and it got me really excited. And there's a lot of really good poems in this issue. Again, Blithe Spirit, this is volume 34, number 2. And Blithe Spirit is the journal of the British Haiku Society. You do have to be a member. I think you can buy these individually, but I've been a member for several years. You don't have to be British or live in England or the British Isles to be a member. But it's a good journal. I had dog-eared many poems, but this one, because it just lit up so many parts of my my literary brain and my history of being on this planet and experiencing things, memorable, happy things, it was one I wanted to share. And hopefully you all have your own little pilgrim spots that you might have been to, might have experienced in your own lives. And this poem hopefully will take you to one of those memories or one of those spots. And maybe you'll reflect on that a little bit. And if that's the case, leave a comment on the poem. It would be really cool, fun to read. Like I said, I do read the comments, and then if other people are browsing as well, to kind of see where these poems have taken other people. And then this episode kind of has its own little worn grooves by the people that have watched it and felt compelled to comment, and it kind of builds on that little community aspect, which is cool. So that is it for episode 101. Thank you all for tuning in. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If this is your however many times you've been here, thank you for returning. This is a fun thing that I'm looking forward to continuing as we go forward in time. With that said, good night, everybody. Peace out, and until next time, cheers.